As a reminder, please silence all cell phones. Welcome to tonight's press conference for the Stanford Cardinal. Stanford's Sports Information Director is John Cantalupi. Today we are joined by head coach Tara Vanderveer and student athletes Elena Bozgana and Kiki Iriafen. Coach Vanderveer, would you like to make an opening statement?
First, I want to congratulate Norfolk State on a great season that they had and how hard they played. And Diamond Johnson was really, she's a really terrific player. I thought we had to work really hard to get this win. Elena really stepped up big for us, knocking down her shot. I thought working really hard on defense, made some big plays, and then Kiki. I thought we had really good balance with Elena, Cam, Kiki, Hannah jump. So it's good to get somebody else in double figures. So great job, Elena. And I thought we had some really good looks, and people didn't maybe knock down some shots, but we're going to need them on Sunday.
Thank you. We'll now take questions for the student athletes. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and you have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if we have time for your questions. Before we take our first question, some milestones. Kiki hit her 1,000th career point tonight, and Elena set a career high in points tonight.
Okay, Mike Robertson, African-American athlete. So Kiki, you had a really explosive first half, 15 points, but only 2 in the second half. Did you not feel the same in the second half? And even though it was still a great win?
I think my teammates took over. It was their time to shine. Tara always says it's always someone's game. So I think the second half, it just wasn't my half. It was Elena's half, Cameron's half, Hannah's half, everybody else's half, which is fine. I just made sure I did other things, try to rebound, get my assist up. So, yeah.
Okay. Hi, Michelle Smith from the Next Atlanta. This feels like an extension of your performances in the Pac-12 tournament, contributing more offensively in that. Is there something that's going on with you late in the season that you feel like you've got your shots improved, that you're getting better looks, but you seem to be more assertive offensively?
I think my teammates do a great job finding me, and I feel personally, I was working for that during the season, and I feel good right now. So, yeah, I hope it stays.
Me too.
Yeah.
Ann Killian with the San Francisco Chronicle. Yesterday, Tara was saying that you had improved more than maybe any player that she's ever coached, the leap you've made. And I'm just wondering if you could comment on how you feel as opposed to last year at this time, and what do you attribute your incredible growth this season to?
Yeah, I think my situation is just a combination of preparation and opportunity, and everything just lined up at the perfect time. I've been working for this since I was a freshman, and this is the year that I was able to showcase myself. I also think mentally I really worked in the summer on just like my confidence and just being fearless, understanding that I will make mistakes but not hanging my head on that. And then again, I play with amazing players, amazing teammates, great coaches that are always pouring into me and saying that I got this, so there's nothing for me to worry about when I play.
How did you work on your confidence?
So I have this coach from high school. Her name is Coach Millie, and she's like an aunt to me now. So she was someone that I just hung out with the whole summer, just talking about, pouring into me, giving me affirmations that, I can play at this level. There's so many things that I can do and that I'm limiting myself. So I think once I started believing in myself, so many people believed in me, Tara, my parents, everybody, but I didn't really believe in myself. So once I had that mindset shift, I think that's when things started taking off.
Now, as a leader of the team, one of the leaders, obviously, especially in scoring, you and Cameron Brink both had 17 tonight. Norfolk tried to fight back down the stretch. Iowa State, they did fight back. So what's kind of the mindset going into the next battle, especially, I have to bring it up, last season you guys did make it past that game, and of course they will be fighting to do the same thing this year.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is throwing the first punch, so making sure we're coming out and we're not lackadaisical, like we're on our tens, and just executing our scout, also staying out of foul trouble because that would be big for Sunday. But I think as long as we follow our scout, we do what we do, we'll be fine.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com for Tara. Just talk about how do you feel you guys handled the pressure tonight that Norfolk State brought?
Is that for me?
Tara, yeah.
Wait, no questions for Tara yet.
Can you repeat the question? Oh, the press. I think we did a good job as the game went on. Definitely, we could do better, I feel, at some point, but I don't know. I don't know.
I had 4 of them, so I'll work on that.
You got it, girl. I think we were good.
Kiki, I know that loss last year here at Maples has been a theme all year and something that's motivated the team. How much do you feel that now going into a second round game, and how has that driven you all season?
I think if anything, we've learned that it's March. Every team is great in March, so we can't take any team for granted. Like, we have to put the same amount of focus that we would for higher seeded teams. And also, we want to protect home court. We don't want what happened last year to happen again. We want to get out of Maples. We want to make it to Portland. And I think something with this team is, like, we're very close, and we all want to play hard for each other. So it's more so, like, I want us to win for my teammates as opposed to for myself. So I feel like that's something that is, like, strengthening us this year.
All right, Kiki or Elena, no diss to your band here, but how did you feel about listening to Norfolk State's band?
It was great. You know, they were talking to me the whole game. We had some great banter. I think that's what makes the sport fun, you know. They can say stuff, and I blow them kisses. But I think it was really fun.
To be honest, I never listen. Like, I never listen to anyone except Tara and the coaching staff. So yeah, I think the atmosphere in Maples is great all the time, and I love it. So yeah, one more game here and then.
Oh, Kiki, Audie Crooks had a big night, and that'll be a matchup that everybody's going to circle with you and Cam and Audie, and I just wanted to kind of get your first thoughts on containing her after a big night.
Yeah, I think we can't let her get too deep inside. Keeping her outside of the paint will be very crucial. She finishes really well inside. So I think just, you know, making her shoot the ball is a good idea.
Any more questions for the student athletes?
Yeah, this is for Elena. Just how good does it feel to have a career high in an NCAA tournament game? Yeah, that's the question. Go.
It feels great, but honestly, I don't really think about it. I'm very happy about Kiki's 1,000 points. I know that it wasn't easy to get here, but here she is shining, and I'm very proud of her, and I'm very proud of Cam, of Hannah, of Brooke, of everyone, of Janaya. Like, my class, I love them, and it's been a long way, but here we are.
Thank you, Elena and Kiki. You can rejoin your teammates in the locker room.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now take questions for Coach Vanderveer. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I'll call on you if we have time for your question.
Hi, Tara. Will you talk about Elena's game a little bit? She was playing well in the Pac-12 tournament leading into this, and, you know, her improvement or this sort of upward trajectory that she's been on the last few weeks.
I think she said it. You know, she's feeling confident. She had a great game, especially defensively and offensively. But this is what we see her do in practice, and it was exciting to see everyone else get to see what she's been doing in practice. You know, she's never met a shot she didn't like, and it was going in. And it was, she was taking really good shots. She was getting the ball inside. She had the first assist, and I'm really proud that we had 21 assists. And like she said, you know, she's not about herself. She's about her teammates, and she was, you know, excited for Kiki, and I think she's really progressed a lot this year. And it's great to have her out there, and she's doing some really nice things.
Coach Erin Wilson with Cron
Hi,
Ford.
Erin.
Sorry, I forgot to do that earlier. I want your take on how you guys handled the press. It seemed that you guys really found a way to score easily on the zone, the 3-2 that they were playing, but the press was they were scrappy, Norfolk was, but there were a few turnovers, a few tipped passes, a few interceptions here and there. What was your take on the press? Because I would imagine other teams might try to throw that at you guys.
You know, I think that's what they do, and quite honestly, we haven't played against it a lot. I thought we did have some sloppy turnovers. I mean, we ended up with 14. It felt to me like it was like about 40. But, you know, we had some times where people kind of had the ball and then it got taken out of their hands, or they did make some deflections, and that's what they do. They won a lot of games doing that, and they know how to do it. They do what they did well, and I thought we adjusted. I mean, some of the turnovers, Kiki owned up to 4 of them. You know, sometimes people just try to do things that weren't there. But, you know, this is one of those, you know, one of the games that it's good for us to play against that. And this is really the first game, except for Oregon, but they didn't even play, that almost played exclusively zone. And it was great to see our team just step up and make shots. And it wasn't just Hannah. Talana had some good looks that hopefully they'll go down on Sunday. But, you know, getting the assist, sometimes people tried to do things that maybe weren't there or had the ball taken out of their hands, which we didn't like. Sure.
Before the follow-up question, just want a reminder, Stanford's locker room is open for 13 more minutes.
You mentioned Talana, and I wanted to ask, she seemed to, especially down the stretch, I believe it was in the fourth, she was really frustrated that her shots weren't falling. Is she kind of talking to you guys about what she's trying to do? Is that?
No, she just, you know, she had some good looks, and, you know, we have confidence in her shot, and I'm glad she's taking them. And I encourage her to take those shots. She shoots an excellent percentage, as Janiyah. Janiyah had a great look. And, you know, so some of it is just, you know, making sure that she continues to look for that good shot. And she worked extremely hard defensively. So, you know, that tonight was, you know, your offense can come and go, but your defense can be there every night.
Tara, Kiki spoke of gaining confidence over the summer, really working on her self-confidence. Did you see that, a difference in her when she, after the summer? And also, how do you like the matchup with Audi on Sunday?
I think that, you know, Kiki had some opportunities last year and maybe just wasn't ready in the way that she's ready this year. And she is playing with a lot of confidence, and she's delivered for us. I mean, she's had big games and has been incredibly consistent. I also want to point out Cam, you know, had a double-double tonight and really did a great job on the board. So, and it's really fun for me to see the camaraderie that is there between Cam and Kiki. They really support each other. You know, they're excited for each other, and that's something that's really important for us. And we're going to need both of them to guard Audi on Sunday. She's a terrific talent, great hands. They work to get her the ball very hard. And, you know, I think we have better size than Maryland does, and we're going to have to be much more aggressive than we were tonight.
Yeah, Tara, Jerry McDonald from the Mercury News. Talana seemed like she had a big role in defending Diamond, and while she got her shot, she got some points. She needed 24 shots to do it. Were you pretty happy with the way you defended her tonight?
Well, I thought we did a better job in the second half. In the first half, if there was a switch, our bigs were biting on like her hesitation, and then she'd go by them. So like if you're going to switch, you got to keep her in front. And you know, I think sometimes, like I think for our team, it helps a lot to see people really in person and understand their game. And I thought we adjusted to that really well in the second half. And Talana really takes pride in her defense, and so does Chloe. The two of them really work hard defensively, and I thought they both worked really hard and did very well. Diamond Johnson is an excellent three-point shooter. For her to go 0 for 8 is a good night's work.
Harold Gutman with the Virginian Pilot. I know Jerry asked about the defense against Diamond, but also Kiara Wheeler, holding her to 8 for 23. But just talk about, holding their two players, but making them work so hard for those points.
I think that's something that we kind of keep our defense a secret. No one thinks we play any defense. So, but I thought we did a really good job. One of our goals is to hold a team, under 35%. We did that from the field for this game, and also did a great job from the three-point line. I thought that people worked hard, and I thought we fouled a little bit too much and turned the ball over a little too much, but coming back after being off for almost 2 weeks, I thought we did very well.
Tara, Alex, Simon from SF Gate. You've been pretty intentional all season long about wanting to be 10 deep and utilizing all your freshmen.
Yeah.
Was there something tonight in particular with this matchup that led you to kind of squeeze the minutes a little bit from the freshmen and maybe stay more to 6 deep in that way?
Well, I thought Courtney came in and did some really nice things. Sometimes they'll get in there and, I'll just try to watch and see what's working. Elena was playing so well. Like there have been times where Elena's been sitting and watching and cheering for Courtney or for Nunu, but Elena was playing so well, I'm like, she's got to stay in. And then either Talana or Chloe were running the point, and then Hannah came out, and I thought Courtney came in and did a really good job. Brooke plays ahead of Nunu, and it was either Brooke and Kiki or Brooke and Cam, but we're going to need everybody where we want to go, and a lot of people's playing time will be determined by their defense. We have to really play really well defensively against Iowa State.
Ben Barker, CardinalSportsReport.com. Tara, you guys outscored him 17-7 in the second quarter. Really put the clamps on the defensively. What was kind of the key to was there any adjustment you made second quarter? What was kind of the key to that? Yeah.
I wish I knew. Honestly, sometimes it's just getting used to understanding what they're doing. And, I thought our team honestly played a little tight tonight. They know the pressure. They kind of feel like, okay, we're supposed to win this game, and we got to play well. And the other team came out a little looser, and it really at halftime, maybe we loosened up a little bit. But I think at halftime I just said, hey, let's have fun and play. Don't put pressure on yourselves, and that's going to be the same thing for Sunday. Let's just come out and play hard, and just move the ball, run good offense, work hard defensively, and we're going to have to play very well.
Last question for Coach Vanderveer.
All right, Tara, of course, you've had many scenarios at this time of the year, and I'm not trying to age you, but
don't worry about that.
But what will you emphasize so you won't have a repeat of last year where Coach Yo with Ole Miss respects you so much but had a chance to beat you? But it's Cam's last time on this court and also Hannah's last time on this court, so what will you emphasize to make sure you don't do that?
This is a totally different team. This is, this team is, there are some players obviously that played on last year's team, and they've learned, and we've learned. We have, from the time that we lost last year, it was very painful, and people took it very personally, and committed themselves to hard work in the gym and hard work on being better connected as a team, including coaches. And we put in the work, and regardless of the outcome of the game, I think that I know that I will be proud of this team because of how well we have done. There's not anyone sitting here that thought we would win the Pac-12 regular season, or be in the championship game, or even be a top seed. And so we just need to continue to play hard and play for each other. And we have a lot of confidence in our team. And at this point now, anyone's, they're all really good teams. So, but we're in a new year, and we got a good vibe going, and we're really having fun. So we'll see everybody on Sunday, and thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
We'll now have a short break before Norfolk State's press conference.
we good.
That's right. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Cool. Thanks. As a reminder, please silence all cell phones. Welcome to tonight's press conference for the Norfolk State Spartans. Norfolk State's Sports Information Director is Alex Lembeck. Today we are joined by head coach Larry Vickers and student athletes Diamond Johnson and Kiara Wheeler. Coach Vickers, would you like to make an opening statement?
Okay. I'll be lying if I said we weren't, a little disappointed with the result of the game. And I think you could probably tell once things kind of got to 25 that we began to be really disappointed, and it kind of showed late. But I will say, this team has done incredible things this year, winning 15 in a row, winning back-to-back regular season and postseason championships, first time in 10 years in our league. But even with the great basketball accolades, I think this team, every team preaches family, but they allowed me to be a basketball coach this year. We didn't have any locker room drama. We didn't have any of that extra foolishness, So I'm so happy for this group just to have that tremendous year that they had. And they worked every day, and, things didn't go the way we wanted them to, but we know it's only going to be one team at the end with a W next to it. So, this moment might have come at another time.
We'll now take questions for the student athletes. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if we have time for your questions.
Both of you guys, obviously 15 straight to get to this point. That's no small feat. And I know it's disappointing to lose, but you guys showed a lot of fight tonight, especially on the offensive end and on the defensive end for you, Kiara. So just kind of speak to the toughness of this team, but then also how you guys felt in this matchup, although you were up against Stanford.
I think my team has, like you said, we had that 15-game winning streak, and we was battle-tested a lot this year, and it was a lot of different scenarios. So when we came into the game, it was really us versus us. I mean, we've been working on defense all year, and we take pride in our defense, so I really just encourage my team to go out there and be dominant because Stanford is a big team, so we couldn't go out there and play little because they're big.
Yeah, like she said, coming off a 15 straight winning streak. But we did have some tough games within that 15 games. But here we wanted to compete. We knew Stanford was going to be a tough game, but I think we compete, and I think we gave it our all. I think we played physical. I think it was tough. Not the result we wanted, but definitely proud of this group for sure.
All right, Mike Robertson, African-American athlete. So Diamond. Oh, okay. Well, Diamond, you down there with the trees, and that's kind of a metaphor because Stanford is a tree. But you're down there with the trees getting 8 rebounds, and then also, Kiara, you got 8 rebounds. But what was your mindset coming all the way out here to California and playing against Stanford, and then 2 All-Americans on this team, and then you also have their top 3-point shooter of all time. So what was your mindset coming into this matchup?
Well, my mindset was to prepare as much as possible, practice hard, work out hard, watch film, and like I said, come here and compete. That's really was our mindset. We got to play tough, physical, can't worry about everything else. Coming between those lines, it's us and the other team, and yeah. It's kind of the mindset, honestly, just to compete and play super hard and don't give up.
Back here, hi. Kiara, this one's for you, Michelle Smith from The Next. What was the point where the shift started to happen? You guys hung with them for quite a long time early in the game, and then when they started to push away, what was happening at the point where they were starting to put some distance between you guys and them?
I think we were defending well. We just had a hard time putting the ball in the basket, so it was really us not scoring the ball that separated us, not really our defense. Our defense remained the same. It was very physical, and we were rotating. So the ball not falling for us was one of our main problems in that second quarter.
Harold Gutman with the Virginian Pilot. Kiara, you mentioned the ball not going in the basket. Where both of you guys, you got points, but they made it really difficult for you to get those points. Took a lot of shots. I guess what were they doing that made it so difficult? Do you think?
Our pace was sped up, and we had to make different reads that we didn't have to make previously. So I think it was really just us kind of settling in or trying to get settled into the court, into the environment.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsPort.com. This question is for Diamond. I can't remember which quarter this was in, but you made a really difficult shot, baseline shot, kind of threw it up among like 3 or 4 defenders, and it fell. Just talk about what's kind of the key to making shots like that, and just what are you seeing, what are you reacting to, just how do you make shots like that?
Believe it or not, I actually practice those type of balance shots. You never know when you need to pull it out. So I really just practice those shots. At the end of shot clocks, practicing how to get my shot off against taller defenders and stuff like that. So it's just really practice, and it's a mindset like, okay, I have to make this shot. So.
Hi, Diamond. Janie McCauley from AP. I had a calf cramp last week, and I think that's what you had, but were both your legs did you just start cramping up?
Yeah, I felt it as I was running on the court, but I'm still like, I'm good to play. Because, I don't like getting off the court. But once I went for the layup, I came down, and both of them just clenched, and I just couldn't, I couldn't move. I couldn't move my legs, and it happened for a pretty long time, so. No, I actually had a salt packet, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm definitely getting some pickle juice later.
Okay, I was watching and I saw you had something. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What will you remember about this team and this season?
That's for us?
Yeah.
The family that we built and the work that we put in. It was not easy for us all year, despite our record. We had to work for it. It was a lot of anticipation of this group coming up from last year because of the success we had. So I think that when we knew the standards that was going to be put on us, we put in a little more work and determination. And every single last one of these girls are my sisters, and I think we put a lot of work in to build that family as well.
I think the mindset that we all have, we was all in the summertime. Like, this was one of our goals. We worked like super, super hard, and I couldn't ask for more of a family than this team. They definitely welcomed me, and it felt super comfortable. They just built like a sisterhood, and the mentality that they have. Obviously, playing in the MEAC, it's a lot more tougher team. They want to get at you every night. So I think that prepared us to raise our expectations. So I think every goal that we wanted this season, I think we reached. So I'm definitely proud of the team and their mindset and how hard that we really worked. And yeah.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsPort.com with the players. Just talk about the energy you guys got from your fans. Your band was awesome tonight. Your mascot was awesome doing break dances. Just talk about the support you guys got. You guys have gotten all season from them, and just how cool is it to see, your band and spirit groups travel cross country and bring the kind of energy that they did tonight.
I love that they followed us all the way to Cali to come support us. It was honestly amazing. I seen the mascot. I was trying to focus on the game, but he was hitting the splits multiple times. I'm like, oh. But it's really just been amazing to see the green and gold support us like this and kind of rally behind us all the way in California. It means a lot because, that Stanford gym gets loud, but I could hear them on the sideline room for us, and it meant a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it was a double question. Like she said, the Stanford crowd was super loud. But when we did something good, I heard our fans too. And when we walked out at halftime to the locker room, they was like, we got it. They were just very supportive. It was like a 5-hour flight. So for them to travel all the way here, it means a lot. It means that they really support us. So we definitely appreciate that.
To be an HBCU and have the winningest coach, Tara Vanderveer, say how you guys came out and did what you do well about defensively. She said you guys really took it to them on defense. And to hear or to know that she said that about you guys, but to be an HBCU and prove that, you guys are tough. You guys can be between the lines with just about anybody and fight for a win. What does that mean to you guys to be able to represent in that way?
It's just a sign of respect. That was nice to hear. Definitely coming from the most winningest coach in D1 basketball. So that's love. And we definitely respect her too. What she did at Stanford. It's kind of cool. Definitely kind of cool for her to say that. So.
I definitely appreciate her saying that as well, and it just means a lot to us. And we know we gotta keep the standard the same because our defense intensity will always keep us there in the games, and that's what we take pride on. So I'm glad that we're getting recognition because it's a lot of hard work that goes into our defense.
Thank you, Diamond and Kiara. You can rejoin your teammates in the locker room.
Thank you.
We'll now take questions for Coach Vickers. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if we have time for your questions.
All right, Coach. Mike Robertson, African-American athlete, also a proud HBCU alum, Tennessee State. So when you come out here with the pride of a HBCU, and then you're on the sideline with a legend like Tyra, what does it go into it for you? What did you want to prove tonight? I know you want to win, but what did you want to prove on your coaching acumen?
Well, we kind of knew going into the game, obviously they're the number 5 team in the country, a number 2 seed. They could have easily been a 1. But a lot of teams don't get to see us play. A lot of people don't get to see us play. Like, that was my first time meeting Coach because she watches a lot of West Coast teams. I watch a lot of East Coast teams. So that was my first time ever meeting her. But, so for us, we just wanted, I had a lot of text messages when I checked my phone from people on the West Coast. People generally don't get to see us as much. So, as we begin, to build our brand, we kind of want to be known as more than just the HBCU basketball team, even though we are that with the number 1 band in HBCU, with the number 1 mascot in HBCU. We want to be more than just that. We want to be the program to where when the next Diamond Johnson commits, it's not on the ESPN ticker. So we just want to continue to build our brand and work hard and do things the right way and hope that recruits will continue to see what we do, love it, and then come join us. Yes, ma'am.
Coach Michelle Smith from the Next. 2 questions. One, with Erioff and Brink, how much more of a challenge is it that there's 2 such skilled post players? And they have a lot of size, but how much is their length also a problem?
Well, I'll tell you, and I mentioned it yesterday. I have every channel, Fios, Verizon, and we don't have Pac-12 network. So I had no clue how good and how much better Kiki got, Erioff, and I don't want to mispronounce her name. She is so good. I mean, the film doesn't even, she's so good. It's, and you see Brink everywhere, which you should, but I couldn't believe, as somebody who follows everything and watches as much college basketball as I possibly can, that I had no clue that she was that good. So when you talk about, it's 2 of them, double trouble, and, Coach didn't really play her a ton in the second, maybe because we play a lot of zone, like the second half. She went with more shooters, which obviously was super effective. But, gosh, she's good. Strong, physical, turning face, and then everybody knows what Brink does. Her intensity, she's number 2 obviously on draft boards, but I told the ref, I said, she's number 2 because she can sell fouls. It was like James Harden out there. She's selling everything, wrapping everything up. And that's a skill set. That's a skill set that a lot of players don't have, to have that basketball IQ to do things like that. But then when you put those 2 with that shooting, it's tough. And I thought we did a good job getting to the shooters for the most part, but we probably weren't there 6 times, and they made all 6 of those.
Coach. Kaushik Sampa with the Stanford Daily. You mentioned that you guys put a lot of zone, I think, early on in the game. What was kind of the thought process that went into that? And obviously, I think towards the end, you guys got a lot of deflections and stuff. So obviously, the defense was really working. So what kind of went into that?
A lot of programs in the Pac-12. I hate to say this, but they play like Stanford. A lot of those programs are kind of copy and paste for the most part, with the huge wings that can all shoot the basketball. We watched every zone clip they had this year. It might have been like 95. So we were going to show them something different. I thought they did do an okay job making adjustments in the second half. Obviously, coaches coach for a reason. But I kind of let some of mine get tired. And that was, if I could do anything over again, I'd go to my normal sub pattern instead of letting my stars get to the point to where they were just really, really fatigued.
All right, Coach. And our band did win a Grammy, but you didn't hear that from me. So how much of an inspiration was that Grambling upset, even though it was on the men's side, but how much of an inspiration was that, being that you watched that, knowing that you're going to have a pretty tough task coming out to California, but Grambling's men's basketball team, they got an upset win to come into the tournament, right? So I was just wondering, a lot of people that are HBCU alums or coaches were so excited about that, and it was really inspirational.
Who did Grambling beat? You talking about the other night? Oh, that was a play-in. We win those. We're going to win play-ins. That's not an upset. I'll tell you, as a men's basketball coach, I was a part of the coaching staff when Norfolk State beat Missouri. They were at that time the number 3 team in the country with the highest odds. That's an upset. We expect to win them playing games. It's tough, I'll say, for us. It's tough to schedule. It's tough to do different things. I feel like, maybe, we didn't get Diamond until game 10. So we get Diamond and we have her for Wake, and we have her for our Miami tournament. If we have her a lot early, maybe then we can get a 12, and we don't have to see Stanford this year, and we don't have to see South Carolina last year. So as we continue to try and schedule and win these non-conference games, I thought officiating it was cool for the most part today when you're supposed to be on a neutral site. But, for us, we want to win some more non-conference, high major games early to get to a, Middle Tennessee 13, to get to a 12. That's the next step for us, and, hopefully we can get there one day.
Ben Parker, CardinalSports.com. First of all, Coach, just congratulations on your season.
Thanks.
Secondly, just kind of talk about the challenge of facing a Stanford team that not only has tremendous size inside with Cam and Kiki, but also with players that can hit the three. Bosgana was hitting threes. Jump was hitting threes. Just talk about how difficult is it to defend a team that gets it going inside and from the perimeter, both of those aspects.
I've never faced a team with this much shooting. It's like everybody is a Steph close on that team. It's, we kind of label our closeouts Clays, our Kobe's, our Rondos, you try and label closeouts based upon where people can understand what level of shooter they are. Stanford, it's Clay closeouts, Clay Thompson closeouts all over the place. I've never seen a roster. I've never played against a roster. I'm not going to say I've never seen, but I've never played against a roster with 8 of those. That is unbelievable. And then Brink obviously can hit him. I don't think she shot any today, but she can hit him as well. It's like, gosh, this team could really shoot the ball. So a team that is more zone, we knew it was going to be tough getting to all the shooting. I did think we did a good job in the half court getting to the shooting, though. It was sometimes they were open, and they didn't even realize they were open because we were getting there so often. But it was the transition threes that really, really hurt us.
Hi, Coach. Kevin Down, Stanford Radio. Curious, because usually when you see teams play zone, it's more of a 2-3 than the 3-2 that you guys play. And they say that one of the areas to attack a zone is to get it to the middle of the floor.
Yeah,
but with
sure.
3-2, it makes it a little tougher to get to the middle of the floor, especially with a team like Stanford that likes to run the high-low. How important is that philosophy of trying to deny middle of the floor with a 3-2 zone?
Well, we generally do a good job matching up. So in the first half, I thought we did an excellent job matching up. That's why, in the second half, they began to set down screens on our person that was supposed to match up in the high post. And because we were fatigued, we didn't do the little things and fight through those like we generally would. But, you know, the high post obviously is the most important part. Like I said, we were fatigued, the down screens, we just weren't fighting through. But generally, we kind of play that action a little better.
You guys did force quite a bit of turnovers, and I just kind of want to ask you the same question I asked them before they went back to the locker rooms about the fact that Tara Vanderveer recognized the fact that you guys played really tough defense. You guys are really scrappy, and you guys got after them, especially on the press. You spoke about a brand of basketball that you're building there, and I want you to, I guess I'm asking for you to elaborate on that, knowing that she saw that as well.
Well, gosh, there's such great defensive teams all across the country. Last year, we were the #1 field goal defense in the country, #1 scoring defense in the country. Then we follow up this year playing faster, and we finished like 3rd or 4th. They know how important that is to me, and they buy into everything we talk about. So it became important to them. Even somebody like Diamond, who came from such historic programs, you know, playing from Vivian Stringer, she's like, gosh, we're going to spend the first 30 minutes on defense? Like, yeah, maybe an hour. But, you know, it's our identity. It's what we hang our hat on. It's from our X and O's part. It's the biggest part of our culture. And we just want to make everybody's life difficult. Now, obviously, they have some great players. But I thought for the most part, fresh, we did an excellent job.
Thank you, Coach, and congrats on a great season.
Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Thanks to everyone for attending tonight's games, and we look forward to seeing you for the second round this weekend. Thank you.